Welcome to Audit Archive, where we run you through some of the most questionable and rather atrocious police encounters. Today, we're looking at two cases where an officer used excessive force by repeatedly tasing a mentally ill man without justification, and another unlawfully detained a woman for merely holding an unlit cigarette. On June 5, 2020, in Fairfax County, Virginia, the local police department responded to reports of a mentally ill man, Lamonta Gladney, wandering around aimlessly in the Gum Springs neighborhood, rambling random phrases. Consequently, officers were dispatched to the scene. After they arrived with an ambulance, they tried convincing the mentally ill patient to get in the vehicle so they could take him to the hospital.
Did you call, sir? Did you call? No? Okay. Did you hear anybody? Apparently somebody was saying they needed...
Man.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good. Man. Nice to meet you. Somebody said they needed oxygen. That was you?
Yes.
Okay, we want to go over to the fire department.
What?
Yeah.
Hey.
You don't need oxygen?
Why I need oxygen? Why you need oxygen?
To 11 Bravo, I'm out with one with the fire department. He's walking around in the middle of the street, rambling. Sir!
10 for 3027.
Are you doing okay? You mind stepping out of the road? Maybe.
No? What can I do for you?
Good help, man.
Okay, I'm here to help you. So just tell me what you need. You want a detox? Yeah. So you want to go to the hospital? Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
What's up?
So you want to go to the hospital?
What's up?
Alright.
What's up?
I understand.
What's up, man? You want to say that? What's up?
They're going to take you to detox. I don't know, man. Sir! Devontae, right?
Yes.
You want to go to detox?
Yes.
Alright, you got to get in the ambulance with them if you want to go to detox.
No. Speak to Didi.
Hey, Jenna, what's the address of my gas station?
So you don't want to go to detox? Where do you want to go? Would you mind stepping out of the road for me?
No, goodbye, huh? Goodbye.
What's up?
Goodbye.
You-
Tobias Pittman need help. Tobias Pittman need help.
Where's he?
Tobias Pittman need help.
Who's
Tobias Pittman need help.
Tobias Pittman?
Tobias Pittman need help. Tobias Pittman need help. Tobias Pittman need help.
So do you not want to go to the hospital?
Tobias Pittman need help. 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 Tobias Pittman.
Who's Tobias Pittman?
Tobias Pittman.
He's ready to copy the fine look over from the reckless driving.
Who's that?
Tobias Pittman need help bad. Tobias Pittman need help bad.
And look out for two motorcycles we're using in the neighborhood. No further into lookout 1329.
Can we take you to the hospital? Yeah. You'll go with us to the hospital? Yeah. You'll get in the back of the ambulance? Yeah. Come on.
Failing at their task, one of the officers, Tyler Timberlake, employed much more horrific and unlawful means of making the victim comply. The results of this would only escalate the situation much further.
Hey, you're going to get in the back of the ambulance, right? No? Is he wanted?
Roll over.
No! Didi!
Anthony, relax.
Didi!
Anthony, relax.
Didi!
The officer tased the victim in a situation that did not call for it. According to the ACLU's TASER policy, officers will, if feasible, give the subject a verbal warning before using the taser. This warning should be an explicit statement, such as, "Stop, get on the ground, or you will be tased." Officers will also announce to cover other officers that the taser is being deployed whenever possible. It also states that the taser is a use of force and is to be used only when necessary to overcome resistance while effecting an arrest, preventing an escape, in self-defense, or in defense of another person from physical harm, and in accordance with this department's use of force policy. Considering that Officer Timberlake did not give any proper verbal warnings before deploying his taser or use less violent means of force first, shows that he violated multiple department policies. On top of this, the policy states that manufacturers generally recommend that reasonable efforts should be made to target lower center of mass and to avoid intentionally targeting the head, neck, chest, and groin. This was another policy the officer did not follow, as he deliberately aimed at and shot the victim's chest. Unfortunately, Officer Timberlake's vile detainment procedures didn't stop there.
Anthony, give me your arm.
Didi! Didi!
Anthony,
Didi! 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 No! No! No!
step it up.
No! 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 No!
The officer began tasing the victim multiple times without hesitation, once even on the victim's neck, violating the use of force policy, which states, "Officers shall use only that amount of force that is objectively reasonable under the totality of the circumstances known to the officer at the time the force is used. Force may appear necessary at the time the force is used, given the facts and circumstances perceived by the officer at the time of the event to accomplish a legitimate law enforcement purpose." It's also important to note that authorized personnel may use the taser when circumstances known to the individual officer at the time indicate that such application of the taser is reasonable to control a person in any of the following circumstances. 1. The subject is violent or physically resisting. 2. A subject who, by words or action, has demonstrated an intention to be violent or to physically resist, and who reasonably appears to present the potential to harm officers, him, herself, or others. 3. Reasonable belief that an individual has committed or threatened to commit a serious offense. Mere flight from pursuing officers shall not serve as good cause for the use of the taser to apprehend an individual. Since the victim didn't meet any of the above conditions, the officer's application of the taser was therefore illegal.
No!
Got him. Come on, man. Calm down. Calm down. You got cuffs? You got cuffs? Arms under here under Jackson.
We're at Fordson and Fordson.
Jackson under your belly. I got him, Jackson. Go ahead, let's go Jackson.
Yeah, I got his shoulder down.
I got him right here. You got him right here. Coming up.
Didi!
Got it.
Didi!
Got him.
Didi, I can't breathe, Didi.
All right, get
Didi, I
nobody
can't
on
breathe, Didi. Didi, I can't breathe, Didi.
No, nobody's on your neck. Nobody's on your neck, buddy.
Hey, we're gonna get you rolled over. We're gonna get you rolled over.
Even though the situation may have been tense, the other officers were supposed to recognize the number of policies that Officer Timberlake was violating. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, when a law enforcement officer uses excessive force or engages in other prohibited conduct, other officers on the scene have a duty to stop such action. However, not once did the other officers stop Officer Timberlake from torturing the victim. In fact, they assisted him instead. Moreover, according to the National Library of Medicine, the risk of injury to vulnerable people with a mental illness from taser weapons must be weighed against the risk that escalation to lethal force may cause if a person with an acute mental illness requires restraint. This was an instruction that Officer Timberlake once again did not follow. Needless to say, all of the officers present could be held liable for violating the victim's fourth constitutional right, which states, "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized."
Didi, I can't breathe. Didi, I can't breathe, Didi. Didi, I can't breathe, Didi.
Hey, we're gonna roll you over. Are you good?
Didi, I can't breathe, Didi. Didi, I can't breathe, Didi.
We got you on your side,
Didi, I
man.
can't breathe, Didi. Didi, I can't breathe, Didi. 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 Hey, Didi. Hey, Didi. Didi, I'll tell you now, Didi. I got it. I'll tell you. Didi. Hey,
Hey,
Didi,
you good?
Didi.
Hey, breathe.
Didi.
Breathe. Breathe. Calm down. You got it?
Yellow span. Yellow span.
Hey, just breathe, man.
Yellow span.
I don't know what Alice span
The
is.
yellow span. Yellow span. Yellow span. Yellow span. Yellow span. The yellow span. The yellow span right now. I said the yellow span right now. The yellow span right now. Yellow span right now. Yellow span. Yellow span. Yellow. The yellow. Yellow span. Yellow span. The yellow.
Unfortunately, after the incident was reviewed, a Northern Virginia jury found Officer Timberlake not guilty of 3 counts of misdemeanor assault and battery. Nearly a year later, the guilty officer had also joined a new police force in Minneapolis. Thankfully, though, his new boss, Chief Brian O'Hara, stated that he was extremely concerned about what he had just learned pertaining to the hiring of this individual, who was currently in agency training and yet to be deployed into service, Effective immediately, he would be directing a thorough investigation into the matter. However, no further updates have been made to that investigation. On the other hand, though, 2 years after the incident, the victim received a 6-figure settlement from Fairfax County after filing a lawsuit alleging that Officer Timberlake tased and punched him for no apparent reason. Next up, on May 23, 2019, in San Diego, California, Officer Ian Magnett spotted a woman on the Pacific Beach Boardwalk holding an unlit cigarette in her mouth. According to one of the policies of the boardwalk, people are not allowed to smoke. Hence, the officer approached her. However, how he would handle the situation was far from professional.
Hi, ma'am. Hi, Officer Magnett, Signal Police. The reason I'm contacting you is for smoking on the boardwalk.
I'm not smoking.
Okay, well, you had the cigarette in your mouth, and now you have a cigarette in your hand. You can't be smoking on the boardwalk.
I'm not smoking.
Do you have your driver's license on you, ma'am? Hold up, ma'am. Stop. You're not free to go. Hold up. Ma'am.
Are you detaining
Hold up.
me?
Yes, you're being detained.
Because I'm holding a cigarette
Place
in
your
my
hand behind
hand.
your back.
No, you're
Place your other hand behind your back.
me.
Thank you. You're being detained right now.
I'm working. It's not even lit.
Okay, you can't have a lit or unlighted cigarette in your hand or in your mouth while at the boardwalk.
Are you kidding me right now, sir?
Where's your ID, ma'am?
It's in the car. And you don't need to see my ID. I can give you all of my information.
The officer detained the woman despite her doing nothing wrong. Considering that the victim hadn't yet broken the boardwalk's no smoking policy, the officer simply needed to warn the woman not to smoke. By detaining the victim, however, he'd be violating her constitutional right. Moreover, when detaining her, it's noticeable that Officer Magnett improperly used his handcuffs by not double locking them. Handcuffs that can be ratcheted while being tightened have a second lock that prevents them from being tightened further to prevent injury. Since he didn't use that feature, the woman would later be in pain due to the officer's negligence. On top of this, since she was under unlawful arrest, the woman was not required to show any identifying documents, as officers cannot force you to show ID when they stop you while walking, another policy that Officer Magnett was trying to violate.
Alright.
You're really detaining me because
Yes.
I was holding a cigarette in my mouth.
Yes.
Because I was walking
Give me 1 second. I'm
over
gonna check
there
it first.
to go check that bike. And I had to have 2 hands to touch my bicycle.
Yes.
For holding a f***ing cigarette. You're detaining me and you have handcuffs on me.
Yes. The handcuffs are on because you're uncooperative and you tried to walk away.
Yeah, because I'm working.
Where do you work?
I was holding a cigarette in my mouth so I could use to grab the bike.
Have you ever been arrested in San Diego?
No, I've never been arrested ever. Wow. Because I was holding a cigarette in my mouth so I could have 2 hands to take care of my bicycle.
What's your address right now?
I wasn't even actively smoking. But that's considered smoking when it's not lit.
Yes.
That's not considered smoking.
Okay. For the municipal code that we're enforcing specifically regarding the boardwalk, any lit or non-lighted cigarette in your hand or in your mouth is considered to be smoking.
No, it's not smoking.
So you'll have the opportunity to fight this in traffic court, and I'll assign you a court date so you can go take care of it there.
Thank you very much. I don't understand. You guys, this is ridiculous. You have me handcuffed
Yes.
because I had a cigarette in my mouth and I was trying to work and I walked away from you
That's correct.
because I wasn't actively smoking.
Okay.
Wow. So I'm not going anywhere. Will you please undo these?
You'll be out of handcuffs at the conclusion of our contact. I have to positively identify you first, and that's going to take a minute because I have to open up a new window for the system.
Can you get my phone, work phone, so I can at least tell my boss that you guys are detaining me for holding a cigarette and I'm getting a ticket so that he can understand why I'm just sitting here?
Well, we'll sort that out in a second.
Just because I know my rights and I could walk away. You physically grabbed a hold of me.
Yes.
And I wasn't doing anything
Yes, you were
physically
detained.
to you. Yeah, at that point I was detained.
There we go.
But you weren't
Positive
detaining
ID.
me. Yeah, it is. I told you. I wouldn't lie to you. I would tell you who I am. But I know that I don't have to give you anything like that.
All right, you just have to verbally identify yourself to me.
And I did.
Cool. And I accept that, and I've identified you.
Can you,
We'll take those off as soon as we're
push that
done.
up? It's digging into my wrist bone. Like put it up to my arm, on my arm a little bit more. No, not down. That's where it's hurting me. It's because I was holding a cigarette in my hand, ladies. Just so you know, don't hold a cigarette in your hand while you're walking on the boardwalk. Oh, you better go get that lady. I just saw smoke come out her mouth.
Okay, we'll go address that next, but we'll only handle one stop at a time. That's what we're doing today. All right, ma'am. So this is an infraction citation. Citations have 3 different levels. Felony, misdemeanor, and infractions. This is the lowest level of citation. It's just an infraction. It is for smoking on the boardwalk, which is a municipal code violation. Smoking on the boardwalk per the municipal code includes holding a cigarette in your hand on the boardwalk.
Actually, according to the San Diego Municipal Code, smoke or smoking includes the carrying of a lighted pipe, lighted cigar, or lighted cigarette of any kind, or the lighting of a pipe, cigar, or cigarette of any kind. Nowhere does it state that carrying an unlit cigarette constitutes smoking. Hence, the same code that he was citing proved to be the very source that contradicted the justification for his actions.
Alright,
Yeah,
your information's
I
here at the
already
top,
told me that.
my
Thank
information's
you.
here at the
Yeah.
bottom. I'm gonna give you until the 19th of September to take care of the citation. You can walk into traffic court,
And
call
how
this
much
phone
is
number,
it?
or handle it through the mail. I don't know, that's set by the court, it's not set by us. I'm gonna have you sign in the red box. It's not an admission of guilt,
I'm
it's
not
just promise.
signing anything.
If you
You can
refuse
just
to
give it to me.
If you refuse to sign, you will be booked into jail.
Are you
Yes,
kidding me?
I'm
Can I
serious.
please call my boss?
No.
Are you?
So if you refuse to sign, you're gonna be booked into jail.
You're gonna arrest me if I
Yes.
don't sign the ticket?
Yes.
Why?
Because it is required to sign. You're not admitting guilt, you're just promising to take care of it by handling one
Why
of those
would I
methods.
promise to take care of something that I feel I did not break a law on?
Then you can go to court and tell the judge that. But that is your right to go to court. You do have to sign it though. And that's promising
Why
to
do
appear.
I have to sign that?
It says, without admitting guilt, I promise to appear at the time and place indicated. Pursuant to 853 of the Penal Code, if you refuse to sign, you will be taken into custody and booked, and you'll see a judge at the earliest opportunity, which is typically within 72 working hours, or your court date would be probably Monday afternoon.
Yeah, because it's Memorial, not Monday.
Oh, so Tuesday afternoon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a nice
Fine,
long
give me the
weekend.
f***ing pen.
I'm gonna have you sign in the red box.
Yeah.
There we go.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll give you a copy of this as well. You'll have that
Better
for your
run and
records.
catch up to the lady that was actually smoking.
Well, we can only address one violation
Yeah,
at a time.
I know. You already said that. Come on, let's get it together.
This is gonna be your copy. Do you have any
Thanks.
questions for me?
No, not at all.
All right. Stay safe. Trade you. Thank you.
After the incident, the officer was given a letter of reprimand for his actions. This was because an internal affairs investigation found that the woman was not guilty of breaking the law and was wrongfully arrested. Be sure to check out our previous video where we cover another outrageous police encounter